Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Today's video is going to be the low spin fairway wood test. We are going to see what the pros and cons of a low spin fairway wood are, and we're going to see which one is the lower spinning. Let's get stuck in. If you're enjoying what you're watching, please hit that like button, please hit the subscribe button, and please don't forget to share the video. Let's have some fun. Enjoy the video. That's a good start. So I have three fairway woods here to test. I have the SIM2 Titanium, I have the COBRA RADSPEED Big Tour, and I have the standard COBRA RADSPEED fairway wood head. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit probably 8 shots with each. I won't show them all. I'll probably show a breakdown of 4 with each. I'm going to hit 8 with each, and then I'm going to go over the numbers at the end. We're going to see what the pros and cons of a low spin fairway would be, and we're going to find out exactly which one is lower spinning and what low spin looks like. Let's have some fun. Let's get stuck in. I'm going to start off with the standard RADSPEED, just to give you a reference point, because that's just a standard fairway wood. There's no low spin about it. I'm then going to go into the COBRA RADSPEED Big Tour, and then I'm going to finish off with the SIM2 Titanium. I have the Smoke RDX Blue 6.5 in the two Cobras, and I've got a Pro Force V2 in the TAYLORMADE. So there will be a point of difference there, but it will be good to see what the exact difference is between the Big Tour and the standard RADSPEED. Let's get stuck in. Let's start off, and let's start with the RADSPEED.
Testing 5 woods as well.
So now we've got the baseline in the RADSPEED. Let's have a look visually at how the three of them look and sit on the ground together. When I've got the three heads there, that's how they look. I really like the matte finish on the Big Tour. I really like the dark matte carbon look on the SIM2. And I am less enamored with the standard COBRA, but that is going to be visually very pleasing for a lot of people. These are three clubs which are very, very good looking and aesthetically pleasing. However, I just don't think there's a nicer looking 3-wood than that Big Tour on the market at the moment. Let's have a hit of it and see how it compares. Already better. One shot. So that's hit both Cobras with that RDX Blue shaft. Now what a low spin 3-wood looks like to me is anything below 2800 revs of spin is a low spin. Anything between 28 and 3200 is standard spin, and everything above 3200 is probably in the high spin category. You'll see at the end the spin rates. I'm not going to give them away just now. There is a clear category change in that, and how you would get something to be lower spinning. So watching this next bit back, I kind of butchered the explanation about why a low CG, a forward CG would produce less effective loft or dynamic loft than a CG that's placed at the back. If the CG is at the back, what you would find is that when you strike it, that will kind of tilt up or down, and if the CG is at the front, it won't, because the CG's at the front. It doesn't have to travel all the way. It's not all the way at the back. It's as close to that strike point as it can be. And that is going to produce a lower dynamic and effective loft for your 3-wood. So a low spin 3-wood to me looks like anything less than 2800. Let's have a look at the SIM2 and see how we got on with that. This was literally out the wrapper and it looked amazing, by the way. So we now know what I'm looking for in terms of spin rates for a low spin fairway wood. Now that has pros and cons as well. Very, very good off the tee, but quite difficult to go into greens. Typically the landing angle is a little bit shallower and the spin's obviously less. So you're going to find it harder to stop. So you see a lot of guys that will have a low spin 3-wood, they'll have either a 5-wood or some sort of hybrid in the bag as well. If we bring up the numbers, you can see there the big drop down from 3,000 in the COBRA RADSPEED to 2,600 and then just below 2,500. Ball speed's taken a big hit as well. You're talking about a drop of 3 miles an hour. And the landing angle, like I was mentioning there, has dropped from 41 in a standard head to 38. Pretty much respectively in the SIM2 and the RADSPEED Big Tour. Now I'm a big fan, excuse the pun, big fan of the RADSPEED Big Tour. I like the way it looks, I like the numbers I get off it. I'm actually fairly surprised that it's beat SIM2 in terms of spin rate based over 8 shots. I thought the SIM2 Titanium was probably one of the lowest spinning fairway woods on the market, but that Big Tour certainly does a job. And it, in my opinion, looks certainly not worse, if not a touch better. I just prefer the way it sits. In conclusion, COBRA fairway woods this year have everything. Everything. They've got a draw head, they've got a standard head, and they've got 2 tour heads. So you've got a Big Tour and you've got the Tour, which is just a little bit smaller. The Big Tour is by no means big. It's going to be a little bit deeper, but ticks the boxes for what I'm looking for in a 3-wood. If you're looking for something off the tee that isn't a driver, which is still a little bit lower spinning, that SIM2 Ti and the COBRA Big Tour are going to be 2 very, very good options this year. I also wanted to mention price. I'm not going to condemn something for being too high of a price, but when you've got something on the market that is so closely competitive in terms of quality and performance, it makes it a little bit harder to get over the price difference. You're talking about a price jump of over £100 for something that's doing virtually the same thing. Now, I understand why the TaylorMade is the price it is. It's the materials that are going into it that make it expensive and the quality of the materials that are going into it. But the COBRA is delivering the same kind of numbers and it's over £100 better value. It's hard to see past that in the kind of competitive pricing world that golf is. Other low spin fairway woods you've got coming out later in the year, you are going to have some sort of Callaway Epic, and you're going to have the Ping G425 LS Tech, which is lower spinning. You've also got the TSI 3. There's not going to be a TSI 4 fairway wood, but the TSI 3 is probably as low spin as you're going to need a fairway wood. Go get that fitting. Give us a shout. You've got all my social medias handles. They're all on the channel. Thanks again for tuning in. I really appreciate it. Give it a little thumbs up if you deem it worthy. And don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you next time. That was nice. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like, share and subscribe. See you next time.